Hi, my name is Nana and welcome to my channel, A Puzzling Lamb. Today I will review a new to me wooden puzzle brand, Hellofish. And Hellofish very kindly sent me a few puzzles so I could do this review, but I promise you it will not affect my review at all. In fact, they were really clear that they wanted my honest feedback, which in itself is already a really big positive, because not only does it show that they trust their own product, but it also shows that they are willing to improve and make the best puzzles they possibly can. So they sent me two puzzles, two very different puzzles. The first one is from their Pieces of the Masters line series. So this is a double-sided puzzle, wooden puzzle. You can see on the back here the two images. I'll go over all this extra stuff here in my review. But it's a double-sided puzzle with art by Mucha. And I am a big fan of Mucha. I have been to Prague 2 times, and both times I visited the Mucha Museum. But this is actually my first puzzle I've ever done with his art, and I'm so glad that my first Mucha puzzle experience is with a wooden puzzle. So I'm really happy they sent me this puzzle. Then the other one they sent are from the Pieces of the Galaxy. So it's this wooden puzzle of Earth. You can see here. And as you can probably guess from the name, Pieces of the Galaxy, they have, of course, a puzzle of each of the planets in our solar system. But I got Earth, and I really think it's beautiful. And in fact, I have already put this one together. So if you follow me on Instagram, please follow me on Instagram, you have probably already seen my review of this puzzle. But I am going to put it together once again for this video so you can see it in even more detail. But first, before you see me put this together, I'm going to put together and review this beautiful puzzle. Okay, so let's start with taking a look at the box. And a lot of you probably already know this, but a beautiful box means way more to me than it probably should. And this really is a beautiful box. It is perhaps a little bit big for a 250-piece puzzle, but there are a lot of things packed inside, as you'll see in a moment, and it just is so beautiful that I completely forgive it for being a little bit big. This is something I could totally see myself displaying on a shelf like this. It's so pretty. So here on the front, you have sections of the image and Pieces of the Masters and the name of the puzzle, and it says it's a double-sided puzzle, 250 pieces, and then the finished side, 27 times 18 centimeters. On the back, you have some more information. You can pause to read all of this, but you have about Hellofish, and then it talks about this puzzle in puzzle feature that are in all their puzzles, I believe, most of their puzzles. So first you can see the two images, and then the small miniature puzzles you can make from the images. You can make an easel, is that what it's called? And there's also a miniature gallery stand inside that I'll show you in a minute. And then down here, just the usual company information and warning signs and everything. Then on this side, very simple 250 double-sided puzzle, Hellofish. Really beautiful. This also would be really pretty on a shelf. On this side, a lot more information. So again, it tells you it's a double-sided puzzle. It has puzzle and puzzle, hidden 3D puzzle, miniature gallery stand, unique pieces. It's difficult, and it's from ages 14 to 99. So a lot of information here in the box. And I also like how they designed all of these symbols. And yeah, I really like how this looks. Nothing on the other sides here. The box is really sturdy, like really sturdy. One of the most sturdy puzzles I've ever seen. And then just look how it opens up. So you open up here first, you get another section of the image, you get some information about Mucha, and then you open up here, and then here you have the pieces. I really love how they've designed this extra insert. I really think this presents the pieces in a really beautiful way. Then on the other side here, we have some different things. So first, this leaflet, pieces of the masters. As you can see, a lot of information here. I'll quickly go through it. So again, more information about the artist. And again, you can pause to read. Then here it goes over the different whimsy pieces and what they all represent. I really think this is cool because whimsies are one of my favorite features of wooden puzzles. But sometimes it's not always easy to know what it is they're supposed to be. So here you have everything explained. I really love that. Here it says, I believe, something about how they produce the double-sided puzzles. And here on the last page here it talks about their frames that I'll show in more detail when I finish the puzzle. Then on the other side you have both of the images and more information about the specific images. Then here I think it talks about the series, pieces of the masters. And then on the last page here you can see what pieces to pull out to make these puzzles in puzzle. And the easel, and it explains here about the gallery stand that comes with each pieces of the master's puzzle, where you can actually display these mini puzzles. So as you collect all of the puzzles in the series, you get a gallery wall of sorts. I really think that's cool. Now, about the image, so the only pictures of the images you have are these two, and then of course these here on the back. So that is not exactly large images to go off, but since it's a wooden puzzle, I actually don't mind it. There are a lot of wooden puzzle brands that actually don't even include a picture at all of the image. I think it really just adds to the challenge, and wooden puzzles are never exactly cheap, so I don't mind spending more time on them. But it's not like there is no images at all. Let me see if I can find them again. So you do have these you can use, but I actually think I'll try and use the images as little as possible. Now, what else is included here? Here, there's a card that talks about what to do if you're missing a piece. They actually offer a lost piece service, what you call it. It says here that lost pieces request service is free under 5 pieces. If you lost over 5 pieces, please contact us for help. But this is a really great service. Then the last thing here is that gallery stand. So you can see, I think you can just, there are a little slit here. You can put it in here. I really don't want to bend this yet. And I think you can bend these tabs so you can put out on the mini puzzles there. And it really is like a gallery wall with information here about the pictures. So I'm also looking forward to putting this together properly and get the mini puzzles in there. Now the last thing before I take a look at the pieces is this pen here that I believe comes with all the puzzles. So you can see that it's not a normal pen. It has this little like sticky end here. So when you put the puzzle together and you have to take out all the pieces to make the puzzle in puzzle, you can use this. So you can see, you can just whoop, and then it grabs the piece. Now, as I believe I mentioned in the intro, I have already put together the Earth puzzle, and I have used this with that, and it functions so well. And I really think that I'm going to be using these pens for all my wooden puzzles when I want to grab whimsies out of the puzzle. This really is brilliant, but you can see it in action when I've done this puzzle and I need to make those miniature puzzles. Now let's get all these pieces out so we can take a closer look at them. Get this box away. Okay, oh, I can smell it. It smells so wonderful. I really love the smell of wooden puzzle pieces. Okay, so first off, the thickness. It really feels like thick puzzle pieces. One moment, I'll get a ruler so I can measure them properly and tell you exactly how thick the pieces are. Okay, so let's see. This is always a little bit difficult to do on screen, on camera. So 5 millimeters. I think this is a really nice thickness. There are a lot of puzzles that are thinner than this. It also really feels like great quality. The surface of the pieces, let me see if I can find one where you can see it, is also really great. I think it's on the matte side, definitely, I think. It feels wonderful. Let's see, a darker piece here. Yeah, I really like that. As you can see, the whimsies, they have a lot of details in them. Really beautiful. There are some really intricate shapes. So I'm sure this is going to be fun to put together. Now, the next obvious thing is, of course, that it is a double-sided puzzle. And normally with cardboard double-sided puzzle, it's pretty easy to tell which side is which. Sometimes they've made the material different on each side, but often you can also just tell it from the way it's cut. One side is completely straight and one side has kind of like a little bevel to it. But here I really cannot tell the difference. Really can't tell which side is which. And also these images are rather alike, especially down here, but also just in color. I think it's going to be quite difficult. It definitely is going to add to the challenge that it's double-sided, but I really love that. As I said, I do not mind that I have to spend extra long time on this puzzle. Now, one thing I'm noticing is that I am getting a little bit of black on my hands, I think, from the sides of the pieces. I have tried this before with a few wooden puzzles. I can't feel it, I can only see it. So, and I believe this will be really easy to wash off. I'll let you know if it's not. But it doesn't look like it's gotten on the pieces, and that hasn't been my experience either the few times I've tried this before with wooden puzzles. So I really don't think this matters. Again, as long as it's not getting on the image side of the pieces, I have no issue with it. Now, I don't think there's anything more about these pieces to go over now. So let's talk strategy. Now, as I said, I don't really think I'll be able to tell which side is which. I haven't even decided which side to do first. Perhaps this one? Because there's a lot of lighter pieces here. So I'll show you a little more up close. So perhaps this side. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going for. So I'll probably, of course, pull out all the whimsy pieces as always when I do a wooden puzzle. I don't know if I'm going to be able to tell the edge, what is the edge. I think at least with some of them, so I'll probably also try to pull out the edge pieces, and then I'll probably take this gold ornate part and this up here also, put that to one side, and then I think I'll try and find, you can see this here. This might be part of this image here, so perhaps I'll pull that out, but perhaps not. Perhaps it's just laying out all of the pieces. I don't quite know. I think I'll know once I start looking at the pieces more closely, looking at the images more closely. So yeah, I think that's it. I'll come back to you once I've done, I don't know, about half of the puzzle, let you know what my experience is, and I am really excited to see how much the double-sided aspect of this puzzle adds to the challenge. So I'm halfway now, and I'm really enjoying this. I'm really loving putting this together. And the fact that it's double-sided is definitely adding to the challenge in a very fun way. It was easy enough to find these lighter pieces. A lot of them, I hadn't gotten all of them. It was more difficult with this green because it looks a lot like other parts of the image. But yeah, it's been so much fun. I've looked very much on the piece shapes, so I didn't have to turn the pieces over constantly. And I really love how it's sort of an exercise in recognizing piece shapes. It's been really fun. Now, I have had this next to me, so I could glance over it at times, but I've really tried not to use it too much, and it also hasn't been needed, I think. Yeah, I really haven't had the need to look at the image much. Now, another thing that have added to the challenge that's been my own choice is that I decided I wanted this section complete before I even started on the next one. So there have been several times where I've noticed pieces that should go together, but I've decided not to put them together because I wanted this section completely done before moving on to the next part of the image. So yeah, it's added a bit to the difficulty, but I think it's fun to add these little challenges sometimes. Now, about the pieces, and something I didn't really notice when I filmed the first part of this review, where I showed the box and the pieces, but that I actually also remember from the Earth puzzle, and I'll try and see if I can show you on camera. So I would still say that these pieces are on the matte side, and I'll try and show you here. I don't know if you can tell. I wouldn't call these pieces shiny in any way, but they are kind of shimmering. I don't know if you can tell. Here perhaps. I don't know if there's another piece that shows it more clearly. You can see it is kind of shimmery. It's really pretty. I really love it, and I also think that's adding to this really nice feeling of the pieces that's really difficult to explain. And also, I haven't seen a single burn mark or a single chipped piece where the image is chipped off. So yeah, I'm just really impressed with these pieces. I am really trying to find something negative to say here, but there's just nothing. I really am loving every part of this and have discovered no quality issues whatsoever so far. Now for the rest of the puzzle. So I think I'm going to do this part here, these gold decorations things. First, I think those will be the easiest to put together. Then perhaps the other edge, because that's also really recognizable with this blue edge. And then I just think I'm going to take it as it comes. And once again, I haven't timed myself here. I really have no idea how long this has taken me, but I'm also just really taking my time, enjoying it, enjoying the feel of the pieces, enjoying, as I said, noticing the piece shapes, turning them over in my head, imagining what they will look like when I've turned them over, so I don't have to actually turn them over all the time. I will probably, once I've done this part and the edge, I will probably go over the pieces, because I think some of this blue here will probably be pretty recognizable, so I can have the pieces, a lot of the pieces, have them already turned the right way, as you can see. So I'm doing this image, so this is what's on the other side of the pieces, and there are a lot of these colors that are the same, but on the other side there are these flowery things, and I think, yeah, so those are also pretty recognizable, so I do know that that's not the side I need to look at. So I can probably go over them again and have most of the pieces turned the right way up. It is really fun to do a double-sided puzzle where you can tell which side is which on the pieces. And it is also fun that the two sides do look so similar. So yeah, it's just a really nice challenge. Haven't been frustrating at all. And again, I've added a few extra challenges myself that I didn't have to, that you don't have to. If you want it to be easier, you can look at the image more than I am, and of course, not limit yourself to finishing one section first completely. So yeah, I'll be back once I'm finished with the puzzle, so we can put together the puzzle and puzzle. I also need to flip over the puzzle so we can see the other side, and of course, take a look at the frame. But first, let me go ahead and finish this up. this puzzle. Isn't it beautiful? And the quality is just amazing. Now first, one thing I completely forgot to mention or check is whether the colors on the puzzle match the color on the box and the posters. So first, if we take a look and compare the box and this poster here, and it is quite difficult because there is such a big size difference, but as far as I can see, the colors are exactly the same here. And then from the poster to the puzzle, I really cannot tell a difference. So I would definitely say that these are the exact same colors. Now, one thing we need to talk about is the whimsies. I really love how, let's see if I can find it here, how there's a meaning to each whimsy piece. And I also really love that they tell you here, I think I mentioned that before, but one whimsy I want to highlight, which is a classic within wooden puzzles, is this, which is the shape of their logo. That's always so cute when puzzle companies do that. And then there's also just the placement of the whimsies. So first, I really like how the three muchas are together like this. I think that really looks cool. And then one thing that I think is really fun and different, and which I think I've only seen once before in a wooden puzzle, is that there are whimsies that are actually part of the edge. So the buildings here, as you can see, are part of the edge, but they've also designed them so they do lock together with the pieces next to them. And as you can see, all the pieces lock together beautifully, so when you move the puzzle around, no pieces are getting left behind. I really hate when there are pieces in the edge that doesn't lock together, so you can't move the puzzle like this. But yeah, it's really well designed. Now, before I take a look at the puzzle in puzzle aspect, I want to turn over this puzzle so we can see the opposite side. And I'm going to do that off camera because I think if I try to get that on camera, it will probably go horribly wrong. And I have taken pictures of this, so if it does go wrong, I still have pictures of this side at least. So one moment and I'll be back. Here we have the other side, and it's just as beautiful as the first one. I know I want to one day do the puzzle from this side, because even though the bottom and the top here are basically the same, I still think it's going to be a different experience with these images. And even if it's the same experience, I don't mind it. I don't mind having this experience twice. Now, when I put the puzzle together, I really didn't think about whether the space between the pieces were particularly wide. But once I flipped it over, I noticed right away that it is a lot smaller here, if I am explaining myself correctly. So how close the pieces actually sit together once it's put together. And I guess that has something to do with which side it was cut from. And I don't really think it's a negative, since I didn't notice it, didn't think about it, either while I was doing the puzzle or once I had it complete. So it's just one of those things that makes me really interested in the whole manufacturing process of making wooden puzzles. But I think I'll be able to show that more once I have the puzzle framed. But first, let's finally try the puzzle in puzzle feature. Okay, so I have this guide here with what pieces needs to be pulled, and I have this sticky pen. I just quickly want to show you what I have used so far to get pieces out of a wooden puzzle. So someone, I can't remember who, I saw on Instagram give this tip, but I have used this all round tag. So it's this like just sticky weird thing here. Taking a piece of this, and then I can use this to pull out pieces. And it does work really well, and it is a good tip if you have nothing else. But I really think that this pen will be much more precise and easy to use. I have already used it when I did the earth puzzle less than a week ago, and it was really easy, and I know I'm going to use one of these pens for all my wooden puzzles from now on. So first, let us put together the easel, and I think this is the pieces down here in this corner, and I can see here what pieces needs to be pulled. Okay, so I think that was all the pieces, and let me see if I can put this easel together. I think this would probably be a little bit easier if I didn't have to do it on camera, so I could look a bit closer. So this one. I really think this would be easier if I didn't have to do it on camera. Okay, one moment, I need to look at this a bit closer. Okay, like that. It really wasn't that difficult, I just needed to have it a bit closer to me. So I have this together, and then this one here, I think it actually really feels sturdy. I'm really surprised by that. And then, this one on the other side here. Like this. Yeah, that wasn't too difficult. And it feels very sturdy. Doesn't feel like it will be coming apart. So that's cool. Now it's time to make the small pictures. So let me get those pieces out. I think you can see here. So the blue pieces, I'm guessing, is one side, or one of the puzzles, and the gray pieces are another. So I'll try and pull those out. I will already apologize if my heads get in view, if it will block your view at some point, but I think I'll need to get pretty close to see this properly. So, one moment. Okay, so I think that was all the pieces. I've put the gray pieces here and the blue there. So let me push this a little out of the way. And then let's start with this one. Now I think this, so you can see a little bit better. Okay, that is so cute. I know it's probably really difficult to see on camera because it's so small. I will of course take some close-up videos of it when I've done them both. But that was actually pretty easy to put together. I am super impressed with how they've managed to not only come up with this cut to make these, but also get them placed in the puzzle so the colors fit. So you actually do get a miniature version of both sides of the puzzle. That's such a brilliant idea and must have taken a lot of work to design it. Now let's put the last one together. Here we have it. Again, really impressed with how well they actually captured the image. Now, if I grab the puzzle here again, because this puzzle is this side. Now, I know it's probably a little bit difficult to see now because I've taken out a lot of pieces, but you can see here how it really is a miniature version of this, and I'm really impressed by it. Now, how to get one on the easel? I think I'll have to do that off camera so I can kind of perhaps, because I don't think, no, if I try to lift this, it'll come apart. All the pieces won't come with it. So I think I'll have to like put the easel down and slide it onto, but I'll have to do that off camera. One moment. Okay. So you can see here, you really can't see very well. I'll take a few videos of all of this before I put the pieces back in, but it really works well. Yeah, this is so much fun. If you don't have the space to display this puzzle, or if you don't have the frame for it, it's also a really nice idea to have one of these on a shelf somewhere. Now, there's also the gallery stand. Let me see where it is. This down here. So let me just grab that out of the box so we can try that. Okay. So I think this is probably pretty easy to put together. Bend it on the middle first. That, put it together here. Okay, so we have this stand here. Then I'm guessing you have to just loosen these flaps here. Like that. And then once again, I think I'll have to slide these on off camera. So one moment. Okay, abort mission. I actually think I can feel now that it can bend here, but also in the middle here. So I think this will probably have to be bent really well this way. And then the other one the other way around. So I'll do that with all of them. Okay, I'll try again. Okay, I have the first one in. Let me put the second one in. So here we have them. This is so cool. Let me try and put it up all the way. Stand it up here. Yeah, the images, the puzzles are staying put. Once again, I'll film all this at a better angle so you can see it properly. Yeah, I really love this. I can definitely see if you have more of these double-sided puzzles here from this series, and you can make like a complete wall of artworks. That's really cool. I mean, just look at these. I'm so impressed with the design that goes into making these. Yeah, super cool. So let me film all this at a better angle. Let me put all the pieces back into the puzzle. And then let's take a look at the frame and get this puzzle in it. Okay, so I have all the pieces back in their place and I have the frame here. So first, as you can see, there are plenty of instructions here on the back, but I really don't think I need them. I think it is all very intuitive and self-explanatory. Is that how you say that? So first here we have some string so we can hang it if we want. And then it's nicely packaged in some bubble wrap. Is that what it's called? Of course, I have looked at this before. I had to take a look right when I got it. So, okay. So first of all, the frame, really nice wood frame here. I really love this deep brown color. Then how this works, so you can see the frame is extra wide, it's double, and then there's an opening here at the top. You have these like metallic things, I don't know what to call them, where you can put the string through here for when you want to hang it. But then inside here you can pull out is the glass, and it is covered in a protective film right now. So you can see there are 3 pieces. Okay, this is really difficult to see on camera, but there are 2 like normal pieces here, and then one for the middle with a cutout. So first we need to slide the puzzle onto one of these, and of course I have to take off the protective film on it. That is always so satisfying. I don't think I'm the only one who thinks that. So let's see. So that was one side, then the other. So satisfying. Then let me get the puzzle onto this piece here. Okay, like that. I hope I haven't gotten too many fingerprints on this. It actually feels like the puzzle is kind of sticking to this. So that's really nice. And then there's this piece here with the cutout in the middle that needs to go over. But once again, we have to peel off the protective film. Okay. So here we have that, and then you have to place that here like that. Oh, there's gotten something in between here. Like that. Get it lined up so it really fits well in here. Yeah. Then the last piece, goes on top here. So we have the puzzle nice and secure, and now you can see me here reflected in this. So, gonna take the frame here, make sure we have this the right side up, and then get it in here. Just have to like that, and it just goes in really smoothly. Oops. And there you have it, a double-sided puzzle framed. Really clever design here. Of course, you have to be careful not to turn this side down, then it would all slide out of it. But I really think this is clever. I really like this. I'll show this a little bit better once I do my final thoughts. I think that will be a better angle to show you. But yeah, this is really cool. I don't think I'm going to hang it with the string. I have like a, what do you call that in English? Like a gallery shelf, a thin gallery shelf where I think I can put this and then have it lean up against my wall. I'm also a little excited to see how that will look, since, you know, it is see-through. So you're going to be able to see the wall on the other side. I guess you could, if you didn't want that, you could just take a piece of white paper, whatever color you'd like, and then slide it in on the opposite side of the one you want shown. So yeah, really, really clever. I really love this. I really love the puzzle. Yeah, just so happy with this. But again, before I give you my final thoughts about this puzzle, let me once again put together the earth puzzle that I did less than a week ago, but I really don't mind putting it together once again. Once again, we have a really beautiful box. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but the earth here, oh, I think you can see it here, and then there are some lines here also that are shiny. I really think it's beautiful. You have the name of the puzzle here, Earth, and the name of the series, Pieces of the Galaxy, the logo. Then once again, just as on the other box, there is a lot of information. So the same kind of symbols here, special puzzle, composite material, this is new. Puzzle in puzzle, high and low, also new. Planetary gear, it's difficult and it's from ages 12 to 99. I'll explain what all of these means in a moment. Then you have here Earth. It says a little bit about Earth, 130 pieces, the finished size of the puzzle. There's a little about Hellofish section here. You can pause to read. Again, then here it says, it talks about the puzzle in puzzle, what the puzzle in puzzle image is and why they've chosen that particular image. I think that was all the way around. So, oh, and on the back here you can see you actually have the complete cut of the puzzle, and it shows you the puzzle in puzzle here. I didn't use this while I puzzled, and I won't this time either, but you know, if you get stuck, you could always use this as a guide. Then inside, we, just as with the other one, has this beautiful like insert that frames the pieces, really lovely. I really think this is a beautiful design. Then, while the other box had that flap where there was all of the extra stuff in it, this one you can lift up here, and then you can see there are a lot of things in here. Oh, this doesn't come with it, that's me, that's for the frame. That's me that's put it in here. Ignore that. Once again, you have this sticky pen here. Love it. Then I'll take a look at this in a moment. And again, if I can get this up here, we have the missing pieces, how you request missing pieces. And then here on a really, really sturdy cardboard, you have like a illustration, what do you call it, of all of the puzzles in this series, how big they're going to be. So I'm guessing this is so you could actually put the puzzle together on this and know exactly how big it gets. Because it can be quite difficult when you do round puzzles like this. And if you do the edge first, I think this would really help. Again, I didn't use it, but it's a nice touch and it is really, really sturdy. It would also be good to do the puzzle on this, and then it would be easy to move around. But we'll use this one later. Then let's take a look here, because this is also really well designed. In this sleeve you have 2 of these leaflets. So I believe, yeah, it's just in different languages. So the one that's in English is this one. And just as with the other one, there is a ton of information here. This one is made from really sturdy cardboard. I love this design here, by the way. I think that's really cute. So again, a little bit about the earth, about the whimsy pieces and what they mean and why they've chosen those whimsy pieces, about the puzzle in puzzle, again, where you can see what pieces to pull out. Then it says here, composite material, because, as I'll show you in a moment, it's not all wood pieces. And here, I think this is so cool, but the pieces are actually different thicknesses. So at the poles, the pieces are a little bit thicker. I really think that's a nice touch. Then about the illustrator and the image itself. And then here you can see, because this is really clever also, if you have all of the puzzles in this series, you can, with pieces from each puzzle, create this planetary gear. This is really cool, and this is also really clever to get you to want to buy all of the puzzles in the series, and something I definitely will fall for. I really think this is fun. I would love to be able to make this. Then more information about the earth, mythology, and some facts about Earth. It's just so packed with information, this. I love it, but let's take a look at the pieces. So again, same nice quality as before, the same surface. Here you can see the little Hellofish logo piece, super cute. And let me see if I can find some pieces of different thickness. So I know they are here. Yeah. So here you can see perhaps this is the normal thickness, the one that's most pieces of. And then this one, I hope I can show you this, is thicker. Can you see that? You'll be able to see once the puzzle is put together. It's a really lovely effect. But what's really amazing about this puzzle are these acrylic pieces. So this is super fun, and again gives a really lovely effect once the puzzle is complete. And it's also just really fun to put together a puzzle that's made of two different materials. So when I did this puzzle before, I started with the edge as much as I could. Oh, first, again, about the image. This is the image you're getting for this puzzle. Again, it's not very big, but I really don't mind their are more details in this image than what you notice at first glance, but still it's very much just like a collection of colors, if you can say it like that. So I really didn't look at the image much. So for me, this is all you need, but perhaps there are some that would like a bigger version of the image. But yeah, back to what I did last time. I started with the edge as much as I could, and then I started with this line here, because this, you can see dotted line here, that is the acrylic pieces. So I started with those, but I think this time I want to try to put these in last. But yeah, I think once again I'll probably start with the edge and just get all these pieces out. I'll probably start with the edge again. I'll pull out all the whimsy pieces. You can also sort, I will also probably sort the thicker pieces together, and of course the acrylic pieces together, but then I'll put those to the side and do them at the end. I think it'll be fun to do it a little bit different this time. Oh, here you can see this gear here. This is for making that planetary gear. So yeah, I really love, see, I'm just highlighting a few whimsies here. This cute penguin, amazing. This one, yeah, you have an airplane here. Santa's sleigh here, sleigh. See, now I'm getting a bit confused. A whale, beautiful, really cute. Yeah, love this. This piece is a little bit funny, but I think it's for when you make that planetary gear. I think it's to, like, I don't know, make this, yeah, perhaps this, like that. I don't know. I think it's for that planetary gear. But yeah, let me put this puzzle together, and I think I'll finish it before coming back to you. It isn't that big of a puzzle, so I don't think I'm going to do an update before I'm finished with this puzzle. This is, without a doubt, one of the most beautiful wooden puzzles I own. The colors are so vibrant, so beautiful. I love how it's not just a realistic illustration of Earth, but that it's more stylized. All of these details, little patterns in the green parts are so fun. All of the lines and color changes in the ocean, it's perfect. And just as in the double-sided puzzle, I love how there are whimsy pieces that are actually part of the edge. I think that's such a fun design. I love the acrylic pieces. That's really fun to put together. It gives it a really lovely effect that will be a lot easier to see once I've framed the puzzle. You'll get to see how beautiful that actually is. One of my favorite things are the fact that the pieces are not the same thickness. You can see here it's subtle, but it is such a lovely effect. You can kind of see it when you see it from this angle, but especially more like this. It's so much fun. I really love it. I had no quality issues, no burn marks, no places where the image was chipped. Really just perfect quality, perfect image. And now I definitely want the rest of the puzzles in this series. If they are just half as beautiful as this one, then I want the whole collection. But again, now it's time to take a look at the puzzle in puzzle feature. So first, I just quickly want to mention that these pieces that are thicker than the others, these in the poles, can actually also be pulled out and fit together to make an extra piece. So you can see here, perhaps you can see this line here goes into this line here. I won't do that in this video, but it is definitely worth a mention. There are so many different things you can do with this puzzle. But for now, let's do this puzzle and puzzle. So again, you have an illustration here where you can see what pieces to pull out. So of course, let's use this wonderful sticky pen. And let me just take a closer look here so I can see properly what pieces needs to be pulled. Okay, let me just, oh yeah, and once again, as in the other puzzle, the pieces are fully interlocking, so you can slide the puzzle around, move the puzzle around without any pieces getting left behind. Okay, now, as you have probably guessed, since I've done this puzzle before, mentioned a few times, I have also done this puzzle in puzzle before. So, but it's really simple, it's really easy to see here how to put it together. So here you have it. It's so beautiful. This tree of life. I really love this. And once again, I'm just so impressed with the design work that goes into making this puzzle in puzzle. And once again, I'll show you some close-up videos of this so you can really see the details. And while I do that, let me put these pieces back into the puzzle so we can frame it. Okay, so time to look at the frame. The frame comes in this bubble wrapped, is that what you call it? Bubble plastic lined envelope, so it's really lovely protected. And once again, there are plenty of instructions on here on how to put it together. So, oh yeah, and first I also need these that comes with the frame. I just put them in that box. Okay, so the frame consists of these two pieces. This did come with a protective film on it. I have already taken that apart since I have already framed this puzzle once. So it is really simple. I'm just going to slide the puzzle onto this piece here. So one moment. So that was really easy. Then we need to get this just somewhat in the middle here. And then as you can see, this piece here is shaped so the puzzle can fit in here, and there's also room for the thicker pieces. So it's just fitting this down correctly over those thicker pieces and then lining it up. And then you of course need to fix these two pieces together, and for that we have these screws. So if you want to hang this puzzle, there are 4 of these that you put in each corner, and then you can just put a string, tie a string around these, around the 2 at the top, and you can hang it. But what I want to do is I want it to be able to stand. So I'm going to just use 2 of these. I'm gonna pack the rest away. So I'm going to use these 2 small screws at the top. I don't know if I can do this on camera, if I need to put it 1 second. Just here, lift it up slightly. Take this screw in the hole here. And then it says on the package here not to screw them too tight so it doesn't warp these plates. So just so that they're holding together. Okay, so those are in. And then you need these 2. So the long part here is on the back of the puzzle. Now I'm going to do this a little bit different than what you're supposed to, because obviously you should put this on like this, so it could stand here. See, you can already see that effect of the acrylic pieces. But what I want to do, because I really want to display this on my puzzle shelf, but I actually think I want to display this side, because just look how beautiful it is from this side. So I think I'm going to put them together like this, so it can stand like that. And then of course, if I later want to turn it around and show it like this, I can always change that later. So let me just put these in. Okay, so first of all, I don't know if you can see this on camera, but I've gotten my fingerprints and, you know, everything in between here. So be a little bit more careful than me about leaving fingerprints. But you can see, again, I'll show you a little bit better, some videos with a little bit of a better angle. But it stands really, really sturdy. This is, again, a really clever design for a frame. And now you can see that cool effect the acrylic pieces gives this puzzle. Yeah, I'm just so impressed. I'm impressed with the puzzle. I'm impressed with the frame. I'm impressed with how beautiful this puzzle is. From the back, I really love this. So before I start to ramble too much, let's move on to my final thoughts about both of these beautiful puzzles. Okay, so can you guess what I'm about to say? I love these puzzles. I love everything about them. First, there's the quality. Nothing bad at all to say about that. Beautiful pieces, a lovely thickness, no damaged pieces. Yeah, nothing bad to say. Then there's the packaging. I love the packaging. Really sturdy and really beautiful. Especially this one is really, I think, the most beautiful puzzle box I have. I really love it. Then there's the amount of information. So both outside on the box, there's just information everywhere you look, but also inside with those leaflets in both puzzles. I mean, you really couldn't ask for more. Then that sticky pen, I know I'm going to use that a lot from now on. Such a brilliant idea. And then, of course, the puzzle feature. I am still blown away by how great it works and just how much work there must have been put into designing that to make it all fit, and especially with the double-sided puzzle to make it, you know, the image on the puzzle, to break it up like that and then make it actually look like a smaller version of the image. I'm so impressed. Then, of course, we have the frames. They're also really well designed and really great quality. So you can see here, I have my Earth puzzle, which I've decided to display not with the front, but with the back. And actually, I've decided I want it here. I moved some puzzles I had behind these, and I hope you'll be able to see this on camera. Yeah, right at the top. So I've decided to show it, to turn it with the back at the front, because when I have it on my puzzle shelf here, there's a lot going on. So I think it would be a little bit too busy to look at if I had it like this. And I really love how those acrylic pieces stand out like that. So I'm really happy with this and with how it looks. And yeah, I love it. And of course, we have the frame for the double-sided puzzle. So here you can really see it in a good angle. And I really think this is a brilliant design. And it's also really, really great quality. And I have actually also found a space for this one again, I think I mentioned I have that gallery shelf where I can put it up on. So yeah, it's just amazing. I have nothing bad to say. And I'll just put this down carefully. And I also just really love what they're doing as a company. It really seems like they're having fun coming up with new ideas to make their puzzles more than just a wooden puzzle. So I'm going to show you some images from their website so you can see some of the other puzzles they have. And you can also see the price of their puzzles, which I will talk a little bit more about soon. But first you have the pieces of the Galaxy series, where they've of course connected them so that if you have all of them, you can make that planetary gear. I love that idea. It really makes me want to own all of the puzzles from that series. Then there are the pieces of the Masters, where you can collect all of those mini puzzles and make a little gallery shelf. Again, such a cool idea. But they also have some other series that I would love to have some puzzles from. So first, there's this one. I can't remember what it's called now, but it's puzzles that look like small tiles. And then you can actually, if you have more of them, you can combine them to make some new designs. You have the Animal Prints collection, which I also really, really love, where each image is just an animal print, but then it's cut so it kind of consists of, I think, 4 larger puzzle pieces that can then again, if you have more from the series, be combined to make a puzzle with different animal prints. And then they have that dinosaurs collection, which is really, really cute. So it's images, shaped puzzles of dinosaurs, but they are cut so you can actually see and pull out the skeleton of the dinosaur. I think that is really cute. So yeah, I'm also just really excited to see what they come up with next, because they are doing some really interesting things and rethinking what a wooden puzzle can be. So now I quickly have to touch upon the price, because these puzzles do cost a lot, and you can definitely buy wooden puzzles that are cheaper. You can also buy great quality wooden puzzles that cost less than these, but you also do really get a lot for your money. Again, just the amount of hours that must have been spent on designing those puzzle-in-puzzle feature, the Earth puzzle where you both have pieces that are different thickness and you have some acrylic pieces in it, and all the extra information that you get, that must also really have taken a lot of time to research and write. So yeah, I really don't think you'll regret buying these puzzles. These really are puzzles you can keep forever, and you can also, as you can see, buy a frame for it, and they are beautiful to display. I do think they have frames like this for most, if not all, of their puzzles. And again, one thing I quickly have to mention about these frames, I love that you can frame them, but then still take them out of the frame and do the puzzle again and again. So I really do think that despite the high price, these puzzles are worth it. And these puzzles are definitely a keeper in my collection, and I would love to own more of the puzzles in the future. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like and consider subscribing. See you next time.